My name's Ali and I'm going to give you my top 5 tips for operating a lock safely. So number 1, communication. It's really important that we set out our communication with our crew and our helm prior to getting into the lock. There's loads of distractions around, it's really noisy, there's people walking along the towpath. It's really important that we all know what we're going to be doing before we get in there, and importantly, what to do if things aren't going quite to plan. So number 2, focus on the sill. So the sill is the canal at the top of the lock. So a little bit of the bottom of the canal sticks out into the lock, and it can cause a bit of a hazard when we're travelling downhill and you might possibly get your boat caught on it. So there it's really important that the helm and all of the crew are keeping an eye on that sill and making sure that everyone's not getting distracted by passerbys or any wildlife, and we keep looking at the sill. Number 3, opening the paddles slowly. When we're changing the water level of the water in the lock, it's really important that we do that nice and slowly and calmly. If we were to open the paddles all the way up, straight away, we could create a lot of turbulence and the boat could crash around in the lock, and it's not very pleasant. Number 4, windlass awareness. Your windlass is the winch that you use to open and close the paddles. It's really important that that comes with you wherever you go around the lock. We don't want to leave it on the paddle, because if it slips off it could spin and cause some damage, but also if there was something going wrong in the lock and we need to stop the water, we need to do that nice and quickly, and by having that on you so that we can stabilise the situation nice and quickly. And number 5, personal buoyancy. The water in and around a lock has added risk. It's a lot deeper than the rest of the canal, but also when the water's travelling from outside to inside or inside to outside, it can be quite turbulent, and without an extra bit of help, it's really difficult to stay afloat. And finally, the number 1 thing you can do to operate a lock safely is get trained. Find your local training centre so you can enjoy these beautiful locks safely.